So, what does Lego, pink slime, and cordial have to do with today's episode? You'll just have to watch and find out. One of the best things about cats is that they use their own bathrooms. But there's a lot of products on the market. So how do you know what's going to be best for your situation? So today I'm talking about the proper disposal methods for your cat's waste, the type of kitty litter, how to use it, and what to look for to make a happy experience for your cat and their kitty litter tray. Now, the last thing that you want to see on a YouTube video is cat poo. So to make things a little bit less offensive and to be able to demonstrate the kitty litter, we're going to use some substitutions that are a little less offensive. Poop comes in two forms. The first is normal and solid. We will be using Lego for this part of the demonstration. And the other is often referred to as loose. We're going to use this awesome pink slime to demonstrate that. And for urine, we're going to use this delicious cordial. Litter trays are a special tool that you can use to keep an eye on the health of your cat. Hygiene and regular cleaning are the key to keeping a happy cat. Keeping an eye on the consistency, the regularity, and the amount of waste is a great diagnostic tool. Anytime you see cat poo having the consistency of slime, you should fully clean out your cat tray to ensure it's hygienically clean. This can be done by cleaning thoroughly in warm water and dishwashing detergent. Cats have loose stools for many different reasons, but if it's a one-off, commonly it's because of stress. Now, New Year's Eve can be a good example of this, where you've got lots of noise going on, lots of fireworks going on, lots of parties, that sort of thing, and that can actually upset the cat. So don't be surprised if you get a loose tray the day after anything that might have upset them. Their stools should be more like Lego, solid but in small clumps that can break apart, but without the sharp corners. If you have slime-like poo for more than a day or two, or if you're finding that the tray is very wet and that your cat's drinking a lot more water than usual, it's a really good idea at that time to have it investigated by your vet. Now, cat poo must be disposed of every day and carefully because it can contain a thing called toxoplasmosis. Now, it's important to note that not all cat poo is infected with this. The toxoplasmosis parasite does not become infectious for about 2 to 5 days after it's been shed in the cat feces. So keeping the trays clean daily will help eradicate any of these issues. The only people who are at risk of infection are pregnant women and immunocompromised people. So if you're in that group, make sure you get somebody else to do your litter trays for you. We dispose of our cat waste in our green bin provided to us by our council. And we do that according to council guidelines. So it's important that you check with your local council what bins you're allowed to use for what particular waste purposes. Now, urine tainted litter can be composted as long as the poo is removed and the litter is biodegradable. There are so many types of litter on the market, but basically there's 4 types: wood pellets, crystals, clumping, and recycled paper. But what are the main things that you need to look for and consider when looking for your choice of litter? Odour elimination, obviously, we need to get rid of the smell. The second thing, for me in particular, I always look for is it biodegradable? Is it recyclable? That eco-friendly side of things. Then, of course, we've got to make sure that it's absorbent. Is it going to soak up all those liquids? And is it economical? Will it go a fair way? And is it something that's not going to cost the earth? And finally, it's always good to check to make sure that it's chemical free and also safe for cats. Now, that sounds really silly, but there are some litters out there that may not be right for particular purposes, especially around kittens, which may need something that's a little bit dust free, that type of thing. Sometimes you have to try out a few different types of litter and different cleaning solutions to see what's going to work best for you and your situation. And some cats can be a little bit fussy about where they defecate and what they defecate in. Now, remember, we've got a big household, so we need to make sure that we have a system in place to be able to clean all of our trays and to make the job as easy as possible. So if you have a multi-cat home, the other thing that you need to know is, as a rule of thumb, you have one litter tray for each cat and one spare tray. We use wood pellets. This kind of litter requires a shaker tray to work at their best. You remove any waste, then give the tray a good shake from side to side. The sawdust drops into the bottom tray to be disposed of, while the unaffected pellets remain in the top tray. Now, we have many shaker trays, but we do have one that is dedicated for clean outs. And we have that so that we can clean any type of tray that we want to use, and we have different trays in different areas. The wood pellets break down on contact with liquid and turn back into sawdust. This can be used in the garden as mulch, or it can be disposed of in your garden waste bin. The sawdust that's caught in the bottom of the shaker tray is excellent for citrus plants and roses, or any of those plants that are high nitrogen feeders, because it does have a lot of that in it, so anything that likes acidic soil. And of course, it can be added to your compost. You'll have to go to your local pet shops to get this type of litter, and you'll also need a shaker tray to make the most of its best qualities. Crystals are made from a silica crystal and work by absorbing the cat urine and then slowly releasing the moisture back into the air, but not the smell. Poop is removed, then the crystals need a good stir with a scooper so that they will absorb as much of the urine as possible. Now, if you're going to use crystals, make sure that you do so in a fairly well ventilated space. The crystals need to be able to dry out to work their most effectively. Now, they're not compostable or biodegradable, so they do need to be disposed of in general waste. And you do have to change over the tray every now and then as well to make sure that you get a full, fresh, clean tray, probably once a week or so, depending on how often your cat uses their litter tray. The best thing about crystals is that they have the reputation of being the best for odour control. Now, clumping litters can come in all sorts of varieties. Traditionally, it was made by like a clay base, but is now available in all sorts of different types of materials, including things like corn and what I'm going to show you today, tofu. The fluid will clump, so removal of the poo and urine can be done by scooping and disposing of. This leaves the clean, unsoiled litter in the tray. Each of these clumping products will have differences in biodegradability and also in technologies. So it's important that you have a look at the packet to see exactly how you need to dispose of the waste from each of these. Now, price of course will also vary depending on what you're going to be purchasing, and again, you're going to have to play around with it and see what's going to last longer and that type of stuff. So nothing like having a go and just seeing what works best for you. And finally, there's the recycled paper, and this product is dust-free, biodegradable and lightweight. Remove the solid waste and give it a good stir. The wet will dry out or drop to the bottom of the tray. It's a little like crystals in that you need to replace the entire tray regularly. However, most councils will allow it in the green bin, as it's biodegradable and has no added chemicals. There are a lot of different trays out there, so finding the right combination of tray and litter that's going to make your cat happy is the quest of all cat mamas. Now, if you've got any tips or tricks as to how you do things that make life easy, please leave me some comments.